Okay, imagine a visitor shows up in our solar system, but this thing isn't just from another star, it's from another time. I mean, we're talking about a messenger from a star system that probably existed long before our own sun was even a flicker. Well, that's the incredible story of 3I/Atlas. Now, really, just think about that for a second. An object that was shaped by alien suns, forged in a totally different part of the galaxy, just happens to wander through our little neighborhood. You gotta wonder, what could it tell us? What kind of secrets would it be carrying? Well, guess what? That whole hypothetical question, it became a reality. Back in the summer of 2025, astronomers spotted something moving really, really fast on a path that just made no sense. This was 3I/Atlas, and honestly, it was about to completely rewrite our understanding of these interstellar visitors. So, how did this whole thing kick off? Well, like a lot of these amazing discoveries, it started with just a tiny, fast moving dot on a computer screen, and it had this temporary, almost robotic sounding name A11PL3Z. Things unfolded incredibly fast. I mean, on July 1st, it was just this weird little anomaly. By July 2nd, the entire global astronomy community was buzzing. That fuzzy cloud they saw, the coma, that was the big giveaway. This thing was an active comet. And almost right away, its path confirmed what everyone was hoping. It was officially named 3I/Atlas, only the third interstellar object we've ever found. So how did they know for sure it wasn't from around here? Well, the numbers basically tell the whole story. See, our comets are stuck in these elliptical orbits tied to the sun's gravity, but 3I Atlas, it was on what's called a hyperbolic trajectory, a one-way trip. And just look at that speed, a staggering 58 kilometers per second. It was moving way too fast for our sun to ever grab onto it. But the real clincher is that eccentricity number. For an object to be bound to the sun, it has to be less than 1. This thing had an eccentricity of over 6. It wasn't just visiting, it was absolutely screaming through our solar system. Okay, so its interstellar nature was confirmed. The race was on to learn everything, and I mean everything, we could before it vanished back into the void forever. It turned into this massive global effort, kind of like a cosmic detective case, with all the world's best investigators pointing their gear at the exact same target. And what a detective agency it was! We're talking about the absolute heavy hitters of astronomy. Hubble, the James Webb, the Very Large Telescope, even the brand new Rubin Observatory got in on the action. And it wasn't just the big guns. Everyone, from professional scientists to backyard astronomers, was chipping in and gathering clues. So the first major clue came from the Hubble Space Telescope, and it really shows you how tricky this was. Even with the power of Hubble, the solid core of the comet, its nucleus, was so tiny and wrapped up in its gassy coma that all they could get was an upper limit on its size. The best guess? It was probably less than a single kilometer across. Just a tiny little traveler. But, size isn't everything. The real mystery, the thing that was going to make 3I/Atlas truly special, was locked away in its chemical fingerprint. The big question was, what was this thing actually made of? To figure that out, astronomers had to study its coma. Just think of the coma as the comet's own little atmosphere. As it gets closer to the sun and heats up, all the ices on its surface turn into gas, carrying dust along with them. And by analyzing the light that passes through that cloud, scientists can read its chemical signature. And right on cue, the James Webb Space Telescope, with its incredible infrared eyes, found the smoking gun. It wasn't water, which is super common in our own comets. No, it was carbon dioxide, a just shocking amount of it. This was the moment the entire investigation pivoted. This chart really puts it all into perspective. For every 1 part water that JWST detected, it found 8 parts carbon dioxide. That is completely, totally backward compared to the comets that were born here in our solar system. This thing didn't just come from another star. It must have formed in a radically different kind of place. So you've got this weird composition, you've got this incredible speed. The investigation naturally turned to its backstory. The next question wasn't just where did it come from, but maybe the more mind-blowing question, when? And this is the number that just stops you in your tracks. 7 billion years. That's the estimated age. To put that in perspective, our entire solar system, the Earth, the Sun, all of it, is only about 4.6 billion years old. This comet was a relic from a much, much earlier chapter in our galaxy's history. Now, you might be asking, how could they possibly know that? Well, they traced its trajectory backward, like rewinding a video, and its path didn't point to the part of the galaxy where younger stars like our sun hang out. That's called the thin disk. No, it came from the thick disk, which is this older, more spread out halo of ancient stars. This comet was a genuine artifact from the early days of the Milky Way. Just look at how it stacks up against the other interstellar visitors we've had. Oumuamua was just plain weird, a total mystery. Borisov looked pretty much like a regular comet that just happened to be from another star. But 3I Atlas, wow, it was in a completely different league. Not just the fastest by a huge margin, but almost certainly the most ancient object to ever pay a visit to our solar system. So, after all that frantic observation and data gathering, what was the final verdict on this strange, ancient traveler? Let's tie it all together. Of course, whenever something this strange shows up in the sky, the question is going to come up. With its bizarre chemical makeup and that insane speed, some people started to wonder, could this be more than just a rock? Could it be a piece of alien tech? But the science was pretty clear on this one. As astrophysicist Darryl Seligman pointed out, it was behaving exactly like a comet. It had a coma, it was outgassing, it grew a tail. All the classic signs were there. It was an incredibly weird comet for sure, but there was no doubt it was a natural object. So here's the final verdict. The case file on 3I/Atlas is officially closed. It was an ancient carbon dioxide-rich comet that came from the old part of our galaxy. It gave us this absolutely stunning but very brief glimpse into the chemistry of another much older star system. And now, it's gone, sailing back into the darkness, forever. And that just leaves us with one final really tantalizing thought. 3I/Atlas was only the third interstellar object we've ever managed to find. With powerful new telescopes like the Rubin Observatory coming online, we're about to get way, way better at spotting them. So the real question is, what else is out there, hurtling through the dark, carrying secrets from the very dawn of our galaxy?